Welcome to the discussion. Today, we're diving into the complex and often controversial legacy of Henry Kissinger, a figure who profoundly shaped American foreign policy. His life and career are a fascinating study in realpolitik and its consequences.
Indeed, Kissinger's impact on global affairs is undeniable, but it's a legacy marked by both remarkable achievements and significant ethical questions.
His role in the Vietnam War, for instance, remains a source of intense debate. Was he a peacemaker or a warmonger?
That's the central paradox, isn't it? He's credited with negotiating the end of direct U.S. involvement in Vietnam, yet his actions arguably prolonged the conflict and caused immense suffering.
Exactly. Let's unpack that, starting with his early life and career. Kissinger's journey from a Jewish refugee fleeing Nazi Germany to becoming Secretary of State is remarkable in itself. How did his background shape his worldview?
His experiences instilled in him a deep understanding of geopolitical realities and a profound sense of urgency to prevent future catastrophes. This shaped his pragmatic, often ruthless approach to diplomacy. His academic career at Harvard also provided him with a strong theoretical foundation in international relations.
His time at Harvard led to consulting roles with various administrations before Nixon. Did this early exposure influence his later actions?
Absolutely. He gained invaluable experience navigating the complexities of national security issues, building relationships, and understanding the inner workings of government. This prepared him for the immense responsibilities he would later shoulder.
His relationship with Nixon was pivotal. How did their collaboration shape the course of the Vietnam War?
Nixon appointed Kissinger as National Security Advisor, and later he became the first person to hold both the positions of National Security Advisor and Secretary of State simultaneously. Their approach, characterized by realpolitik, prioritized national interests above moral considerations. This led to controversial actions, including the secret bombing of Cambodia and Laos, which escalated the war.
The secret bombings are a stark example of the secrecy surrounding many of his actions. How did this secrecy impact public trust and the overall situation?
The secrecy eroded public trust and fueled anti-war sentiment. It also created a climate of distrust and fueled accusations of deception and manipulation. The lack of transparency made it difficult to assess the true impact of his policies.
Despite the Vietnam War controversies, Kissinger also achieved significant diplomatic successes. His détente policy with the Soviet Union is a prime example.
Détente, aimed at easing Cold War tensions, led to the Strategic Arms Limitation Talks, SALT, a crucial step in reducing the risk of nuclear war. His opening to China, culminating in Nixon's historic visit, was another landmark achievement, reshaping the global geopolitical landscape.
The opening to China was a bold move with far-reaching consequences. How did this impact the Cold War dynamic?
It significantly altered the balance of power, creating a wedge between the Soviet Union and China and giving the U.S. greater leverage in the Cold War. It also opened up new economic and diplomatic opportunities.
Kissinger's shuttle diplomacy in the Middle East is another notable aspect of his career. Can you elaborate on its impact?
His tireless efforts in mediating conflicts between Israel and Arab states, particularly during the Yom Kippur War, demonstrated his skill in crisis management and negotiation. His interventions helped to achieve disengagement agreements and contributed to the lifting of the U.S. oil embargo.
His intense travel schedule during this period is legendary. How did this relentless pace contribute to his successes and perhaps also his controversies?
The sheer volume of travel and negotiations allowed him to build personal relationships with key players, fostering trust and facilitating compromises. However, the intense pressure and secrecy surrounding some of his actions also contributed to accusations of bypassing established diplomatic channels and disregarding ethical considerations.
The controversies surrounding Kissinger's actions continue to fuel debate. How do we assess his legacy in light of these ethical concerns?
His legacy is undeniably complex. While his diplomatic achievements are undeniable, the ethical implications of his actions, particularly in Vietnam, Cambodia, and Chile, remain a source of intense scrutiny and criticism. His pragmatic approach, while effective in achieving short-term goals, often came at a high human cost.
The Nobel Peace Prize awarded to him and Liu Duc-tho for their role in the Paris Peace Accords is particularly ironic given the ongoing conflict and subsequent accusations.
The award is indeed highly controversial, highlighting the complexities of judging historical figures and the often disparate perspectives on what constitutes peace. Kissinger's acceptance of the prize, while Ludictho declined, further fueled the debate.
After leaving office, Kissinger remained a prominent figure in international affairs. How did his post-White House career shape his lasting influence?
He continued to advise leaders, write prolifically, and shape public discourse on foreign policy. His continued involvement in global affairs ensured his ideas and perspectives remained influential long after his time in government.
His numerous books and articles have cemented his status as a leading voice in international relations. How have these writings contributed to his lasting impact?
His writings have shaped generations of policymakers and scholars, influencing the way we understand international relations and the role of diplomacy. They offer valuable insights, but also remain subject to critical analysis given the controversies surrounding his actions.
So, in conclusion, Henry Kissinger's legacy is a multifaceted one, a blend of remarkable achievements and profound ethical dilemmas.
He was a master strategist and negotiator, but his actions often prioritized pragmatism over morality, leaving a complex and controversial legacy that continues to be debated and reevaluated.
That was a great discussion. Thank you.